The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's version of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. And each week we bring you the thoughts and ideas of what's going on in our towns and village all around the area that we cover. This week we are starting with Eileen Hansen from the village of Scottsville. How are we doing in Scottsville, Eileen?
Fine. Good afternoon, everyone. I have just a few quick notes today. Trick-or-treaters will be out and about on Sunday evening. Trick-or-treaters, please watch out for cars as you make your rounds. A flashlight is a great addition to your costume. Keep to the sidewalks, or if there are no sidewalks, to the side of the road. And please skip houses that do not have their outside lights on. People may not be home or unable to answer the door for many reasons. Homeowners, please keep your porch light on if you're welcoming trick-or-treaters to your house. And please wait till you get home before you start eating all those treats. Remember, Tuesday, November 2nd is Election Day. Check your polling place. Remember, your vote matters. Let's see, leaf pickup continues. Yard debris put in brown paper yard bags will also be picked up separately. But no brush is being picked up right now. That can be brought to the DPW on your own during their business hours. Let's see, the Smith Warren Post 367 is having their Veterans Day brunch on Sunday, November 7th. And the next Board of Trustees meeting is Tuesday, November 9th. One of the things we'll be looking at is the eligible uses for the ARPA funds. We've already done some of that, but we want to work on spending finding out what we want to spend the other money on that will benefit the residents of our town. An update though, recently the US Senate passed legislation to give more flexibility in the use of ARPA funds. We're waiting right now just for the House of Representatives to pass this legislation also. So everybody have a good day, and thank you for letting me have some time to speak to our residents.
All right, thanks, Eileen. Before we go to the next person, I'll read Todd Campbell's. He wouldn't be able to be with us today. I'm all messed up in terms of time. Wait, when do we flip ahead? That's next week. That's not this weekend. All right, so Todd Campbell, the supervisor of West Bloomfield, go back. Yeah, see, I told you I messed up. Todd Campbell, the supervisor of West Bloomfield, has dropped this note for me to read. He's continuing to work on the 209 investigation committee for the County of Ontario. They are reviewing hundreds of documents that they received in their initial subpoenas. The town of West Bloomfield has chosen to opt out of the cannabis dispensary on-site consumption for now. They will continue to monitor the progress of the legislation, licensing, and long-term impacts. The board chose this path due to the ability to opt in at a future date. And finally, he says that the town of West Bloomfield has also adopted their 2022 budget. And with that, we'll go right next to the West Bloomfield, the town of Lima, and Mike. Mike, how are we doing in Lima?
Well, things are pretty good here in Lima. Of course, today is Halloween, so the trunk or treat is here at the town hall this evening, 5 o'clock. Bring your kids down to be frightened by the way everyone has festooned their cars and received candy. Plans are ongoing for the Mural Festival, which is going to be held here in Lima on July 9th of 2022. If you want to be part of it, definitely give Mayor Skiptunis or myself a call. We could use a couple more hands in planning the festivities that day. I did tour the new coin shop right on 5 and 20, just to the west of our fire department. It is MNS Sales. That's Mike November Sierra Sales, the small town coin shop. It is sort of by appointment only right now. So if you'd like to see what they have in store, it is 286-8211, the phone number, 286-8211. The Livingston County Department of Health has changed a couple of minor things with COVID. They are now offering drive-through community boosters, that is third dose, weekly at the Department of Health, starting on November 4th. The information is on their website, and you can register either online or via telephone. They are starting testing to stay out of quarantine for schools and teachers. And at-home tests do count and do not need a follow-up for isolation. If you have any questions about these things, do not hesitate to contact the Livingston County Health Department. The parking lot for the new Dollar Tree Family Dollar looks really nice. Thanks to T&L Excavating and Paving here in Lima for doing a great job there. I've driven on it several times now and can attest it is no longer like the craters of the moon, but nice and flat and smooth. I understand that the building owners are looking for a plowing contractor who would like to handle the new parking lot. If that's something that you're interested in, the number to call is right on the front of the old Save-A-Lot building there to get a hold of the building owner. Francis M. Dalton Legion Post 286 is holding its annual turkey raffle on November 6th, right there at the post, just north of the Four Corners in West Bloomfield. If you arrive about 5 p.m., you will have a great evening's entertainment and perhaps win yourself a turkey to take home. Veterans Day ceremonies in Lima will be November 11th, 11 a.m. at the Four Corners, as we always do. You'll see the VFW and the Legion doing their annual salute. The luncheon and drawing of the VFW Patriotic Quilt Prize will be at the Legion Post in West Bloomfield starting at 12 that day. And not to forget, Election Day voting, November 2nd, is here at the Lima Town Hall. It is in the boardroom. Do not forget to flip your ballot over and vote those propositions. That's all I've got, Chris.
Okay, thanks, Mike. John, town of Mendon, what's cooking there?
I just want to wish everybody a happy and safe Halloween, and also mention a few items that are currently going on in the town of Mendon. We replaced the exterior lights at the Mendon Public Library with LED lights. That building was built just at the beginning of the whole LED light. And so we've pretty much gone through and I think replaced just about every fixture, every bulb with LEDs now. Also, our final budget has been delivered to the county, has the 10% tax cut for both village and town residents. That is the lowest rate since 2008. That's the rate per thousand, a town outside the village. And we have continued to fund reserve funds. I know when I've done training with the comptroller and the Association of Towns, one of the examples they use, obviously doesn't pertain to us, but similar situations, is that they always say the day you build something like a water tower and you cut the ribbon, the day you start saving for its replacement is the next day. And that is been our philosophy. As I say, that is something that was delivered through training with the comptroller's office and the Association of Towns. So we have continued to build on our reserves so that when we do need a big piece of equipment or some type of major repairs, we're able to access our reserve funds. Also, I wanted to mention that our assessment rate is at 93%. We do not have anything planned for a reassessment. As everyone knows, real estate has been going very high, usually more than asking in today's market. So that drives down our assessment rate, and that's what the state gives us. There is no requirement to do a reassessment. I've had that question already. And there are many towns in Monroe County that are a lot lower than us, including Webster, which is in the 70 percentile. And there are many towns in this state that haven't done a reassessment in over 25 years. So we do like to keep up with things, but lowering the rate has nothing to do with a reassessment. I've had that question lately. Also, I wanted to mention that during our last budget hearing where we approved the final budget, we had a few people from the public come, which we don't get an awful lot of that, but I really appreciate it. So it got me thinking about when the last time there was a large assessment increase, which was in 2000 for the 2009 budget, which was 18% town outside the village and 23% in the village. I went back and I was looking at the minutes prior to that budget being adopted and looking at some of the public comments because it was a pretty large tax increase. And it just so happened one of the people who commented this past meeting that we had also commented back on December 8th, 2008. Now, I wasn't at this meeting. I wasn't in attendance, but I am reading from the minutes that a Mr. Joseph Alati at 3516 Rushman Road spoke concerning the preliminary budget. He was shocked at the increase and suggested using people in the community to go back to the drawing board with this budget. And at our recent meeting, same individual suggested that maybe there were other things we should do other than have a budget cut. So different times, you get different responses. I also wanted to mention that our Veterans Day ceremony, it's not ours, it's the American Legion's, our local one, will be held on November 11th, 11 o'clock at the Four Corners in Honeoye Falls. Relatively short ceremony, but it is an excellent ceremony. I really encourage residents to come and attend. Following that, we have our Veterans Day lunch, which is at the Mendon Community Center, which is at 167 North Main Street in Honeoye Falls. All veterans are invited. There is no residency requirement, and families are included of our veterans. Also, our seniors will be having their first outing in over a year and a half, which is the Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday, November 18th at Flaherty's. There is a $5 fee for all Mendon residents. Anyone who attends that is not a Mendon resident has to pay the full fee. So it's subsidized by both the Village of Honeoye Falls and the town of Mendon through our seniors program. So we're very happy to see our seniors getting back together again, and more and more things starting to appear to be back to normal, hopefully. So thanks for having me again, Chris, and appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, John. Does anybody have anything more to add than what they've already said? Seeing nothing, I want to thank you all for watching today's show. Remember, we're on our Facebook page and YouTube channel every Sunday at 1 o'clock. And if you miss it there, or if you want to capture the transcript, it's in the paper every week, including the items that from people who aren't here today. So we will all see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.